let no one come control me. Keep dancing and call it love.
What was that? I'm gonna do a big. We talking about merch. Y'all ready to talk about marriage? The questions are about marriage. Couple Talk presents episode 1. What is a wife? Welcome to Wifed Up Wednesdays. I am Tanisha of Couple Talk, and today we are going to be discussing all things wives.
How do you separate wife, mother, and self?
Wife, mother, self. What is a wife? So I define wife as an acronym, WIFE, and it stands for woman in full effect. Because when you're a wife, you are still a woman, you are still yourself, and sometimes we just kind of get lost in these titles that we own, wife, mother. It's extremely important that you nurture the woman, who you are, who you were born to be, your goals, your aspirations. And we can get so bogged down in life. We can get so bogged down in making sure we're a good wife, making sure we're a good mom. And then we tend to forget the girl, the woman who is on the inside of us that still needs us to nurture her. So love on her. When you start to feel like you're losing yourself, and so many times we do, because women, we are always trying to take care of the next person. But it's very important for us not to lose who we are as women. So wife, the most important part of that is woman. We are still someone inside of that title. We are still a woman inside of mother. We will never stop being women, so we have to nurture who we are on the inside. So don't lose who you are.
How do you deal with submission?
Dun, dun, dun. Okay, so submission used to be a dirty word in my vocabulary, as many of us have grown up in these really strong... Brianna, everybody can see you on my bed. Submitting, what's that? But a wise bishop, Bishop Michael Blue, once said to us in a class, he said, if the wife did not have the same abilities as a man, then it would not be a requirement for us to submit. Yeah, let that sink in. Because we know that we're strong, and we know that we're capable, and we know that we have these qualities within us, then we kind of have to allow the husband, just as I said, a wife is a role, it's a position. Husband is a position. And so in the way that God has kind of ordained this thing, it's okay for us to be able to say, you know what? The husband, let him lead. That is his position. And me, I am what is the help me, right? So I help in other areas. I don't have to be the one under the car. I can be, but why not let him do it? I don't have to be the one who pays all the bills. Let him do it. I'm not saying that that's the responsibility of all husbands, but all I'm saying is it's okay, women, to let go and let your husband lead. And as far as him leading, he should be led by God. It shouldn't just be he's leading the family into a disarray of madness, but allow him to do what he does and allow God's construct to work. And I promise you, you will be in much more peace. A lot of times we strong women, we just we gotta have control, and we gotta be able to do this and do that. So I have happily found myself learning how to be submissive, learning how to say, when I realize that submission is not a sign of weakness, actually it takes a very strong woman to submit and say, you know what, I'm going to let this go. I'm going to allow my husband to do this. He is well capable, and we got to stop thinking that we're more capable than them. Where did that come from? So allow the husband to do what he does, and you do what you do, sis, okay?
How do you deal with gender role stereotypes in your marriage?
Gender roles. woman in the kitchen, husband out in the field working, kids going to school, wife is home doing the laundry and cleaning up the kitchen, having dinner ready. So let me just say, none of those roles work in my family. Right now, who cooks? My husband. There goes that gender role. He's the one who makes the dinner and everybody loves his food. Not that I can't cook, but I'm not the chief chef of the house, okay? So there goes that. As far as, who washes the dishes, who does the laundry, all of these things occur by the person who made the dishes and who has the dirty laundry. So I'm a bad example because for those of you who don't know, we'll talk about this in another video. My husband and I separated. And so before the separation, I really had the bulk of the responsibility as far as gender roles is concerned. However, in marriage 2.0, that is not the case. And so we just have a communication. There are things that I just won't do anymore. And there are things that I'm okay with not doing anymore. And he's fine with it. I think it all boils down to having a clear communication pathway with your spouse to just really delineate the lines and say, hey, I don't mind if you do this. Will you do that? And I don't really believe in a gender role anymore. I have a son. I teach him how to clean. I don't want him to have a dirty house when he grows up, right? I teach him how to cook because why am I not enabling him in that way? So I really don't believe in gender role assignments. But if that is you and you are in that situation, I would say go talk to your spouse and really have a conversation and discuss your wants and your desires and what you're willing to do and what you're not willing to do and come to a happy medium.
Okay, what kinds of boundaries help to protect your marriage?
Okay, when I think of boundaries, I think of things that you keep inside and things that you block from coming in. So in my opinion, okay, for me, that works in my marriage is family comes first, right? So basically, we don't put other things before the family. So if that means we're making sacrifices, if that means we're not going to go to certain engagements because we have a family event, or if, there's something really important going on other than some dire emergency, we are going to show up for our family. And that's just the bottom line. Because that was an issue in the past. So that's one thing that protects our marriage for me, is that we have decided to put our family first. We put our family first because God, family, hello, in that order. The other thing is keeping things out. So keeping gossip out of your relationship, keeping people that mean no good to you out of your relationship, keeping social media out of your relationship. I know we out here putting all our business out on the street, but this is a ministry for us. And God kind of has us doing this, but I would never suggest that you go online and air your dirty laundry. Absolutely not. So that's out. And then having all these outside friends, I've said it once and I'll say it again. If we are not friends, if you and I are not friends with whoever this is, and it's the opposite sex, then there are no friends. So we need to both be on one accord with who the friend is. And if we don't both agree that that's a friend, then it's not a friend. Period. That's that on that. What should you do if you don't know if you want to stay or if you want to go? So basically, I should restate that better, but if you're in a position in your marriage where you're like, I don't know if I should stay here. I don't know if I should stay or if I should go. I've been there, and it just is my testimony that I left. That is not everyone's testimony. So I will say this, and I'm going to go outside of the realm of somebody's beating you and hitting you upside the head, because in my opinion, I have no tolerance for that. But I will say this. I've seen couples work through infidelity. I've seen couples work through mental illness. I've seen couples work through financial difficulty. I've seen couples work through like blended family issues. And so there's a lot you can work through if you have the passion and the energy and the fortitude to press through. So with that being said, what do I say about staying or leaving? I would say number one, pray. Pray about it. Pray about it. Pray about it. Don't make any moves before you've prayed about who you're with and who you're in union with. So I would say that's the first thing. And sometimes, like I've said before, you don't even know what to pray. But just pray. Just talk to God. Just say, hey, listen, God, I really don't know. We feel like we have to be all deep, or we feel like we just have to have something put together. Just talk to God about it. Number two, I would self-analyze. Is this all you can take? Are you still in the game? Or are you at a point where you just cannot deal with it right now? Analyze yourself. Is your partner in a place where they are ready to work? Because it can't work if it's just one person. So you have to look inside of yourself and say, self, am I ready for the fight right now for my marriage? Am I ready to do this right now? So that's the other thing. And if you're ready to put your gloves on and get in the ring, then you gotta make sure you're right there mentally, emotionally, and you're ready to give it your all. Seek wise counsel. Sometimes we get so bogged down talking to our friends or talking to people that really, you don't know if they mean you any good or if they don't, or maybe they do have the best intentions, but it's not really what you need to be doing. Seek wise counsel. Talk to a counselor. Go to counseling. Or go talk to your pastor. But seek wise counsel. Seek the advice of those who have been married for 67 years and they've worked through a lot. Seek wise counsel. And then the last thing I would say, pray again. Because you just never know what God is going to do. You never know how he's going to move. And in my case, I did. We could talk about me another time. We'll talk about me another time. How do you deal with getting trust back? How do you reestablish trust? Because trust being broken is that's a monster to deal with. And so I would say there are still some areas, I don't know, when trust is broken, it takes some years, I would say, to be able to build that trust. It's not built overnight. It's like a measure of trust is built and it keeps getting built and then it keeps getting built. So I would just say, be as open as possible, hang in there, and be open about what you're feeling in the moment. Be present in the moment, feel all the feels, don't suppress them, say what you need to say, even if it's, now don't go off, but just try to say, I'm having a moment right now, I'm feeling a trigger, I'm feeling something, I'm feeling like trust, because trust is the thing. I mean, it's when you break trust and you don't have trust in a relationship, every little thing can crumble. So as you're reestablishing trust, it needs to be open communication. It needs to be you're still feeling all the feels. Don't push them away. Deal with it. Deal with how you're feeling. Communicate with it in a safe space. And continue to talk about what is breaking the trust or what you need to reestablish the trust. And then just keep moving forward. You will have some setbacks because that's how life goes. But as long as you're openly communicating those setbacks and talking through them, and there are actionable steps that you can see that, you both are making progress, then I would say you're on the road to the right path. But don't expect a miracle overnight, okay? Trust is one of those things that can be broken in a day, but it can take years to build. So just be patient with the process. That's it for Wifed Up Wednesdays. Remember, just to recap, WIFE, woman in full effect. You are powerful, you are mighty, you are strong, you are exactly what God has made you to be. You are great. And so I ask you to live on purpose and remember that God is within you. You will not fail, girl. Okay? So get on up and go have a great day on purpose. I'll see you soon. Take care of you. Bye.
And now you